Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about the best book I read in 2024. It's neither about software engineering nor about entrepreneurship, it's about something more interesting. Hi guys, I'm Bataino, a software developer and entrepreneur. I talk mainly about software engineering, entrepreneurship, and random stuffs. If you like and vibe with my content, kindly like, share, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. The best book I read in 2024 is about love. It's a book titled Why Men Want Sex and Women Need Love by Allan and Barbara Pease. This book explores the fundamental differences between men and women in relationships, from how we express love to why we communicate the way we do. It's very funny, insightful, and packed with research that will make you rethink how you approach love and intimacy. Please note, it is rated 18 plus, underage. Thank you for coming. I will show you the door. In this video, I will share my personal experience and what I learned from the book, how it changed my personal perspective of love and relationship. So stick around, guys. Let's start with a quick review. What stood out to me about the book is how it balances science with humor. I read the book when I was actually bored with reading, but luckily the humorous approach brought out the dead Shakespeare in me. The authors actually don't shy away from tough and disturbing topics and rather present it in a way that feels much more approachable and even fun. The writing is easy to follow. They use relatable examples from everyday life, explaining complex psychological and evolutionary concepts, making it easily digestible. You can't argue that. Although I do not agree with all the ideas written in this book, some of the ideas feel a bit outdated and generalized. For example, I like the biological differences, but it overlooks the individual and cultural differences. Overall, it's a great read, especially for someone curious about the science behind relationships. I recommend this for married and searching folks. The book starts by explaining how biology influences our behaviors. For example, men are biologically programmed to prioritize physical appearances. This and that, because it signals fertility and health, while women are more drawn to status and resources, which historically meant survival for themselves and their offspring. This is wired into our default biology. One study mentioned in the book highlights perfectly when researchers surveyed thousands of men and women worldwide, and men consistently rated physical attractiveness higher, while women rated financial stability as more important. We all know women like money. So this is about stereotype, is about our biology. The book also delves into the emotional needs of men and women. Men, for example, tend to feel loved when their efforts are acknowledged and when they are made to feel needed and important. I'm sorry to say, but independent women find it hard to find love. You are screaming you don't need men. Translating that, you don't need love. Women, on the other hand, value emotional connection and open communication. A memorable section explains how men are problem solvers by nature and also often try to fix situations where women just want to be heard, to be loved. And this is a classical misunderstanding that many couples face. So next time when your female partner comes around explaining a bad day, don't be like, this is what you should do. Don't give her a solution. Be emphatic, be loving, then propose the solution when she's much more calmer. One of the most valuable lessons I learned while reading this book is also about communication. The book emphasizes that understanding and respecting each other's communication styles can actually help bridge the gaps in so many relationships. For example, women often use words to express emotions and connections. I love you, I miss you, all those words, while men are generally more direct and action oriented, like, this is what I want, kindly do this, please, I want this. It's much more straightforward approach for men. However, neither approach is the best. You just have to understand the differences, and then this can prevent a lot of conflicts. One of the biggest lessons I learned was the importance of empathy. It's so easy to get frustrated with your partner when they don't respond the way you are actually expecting. However, I learned to that at that moment you have to pause and then reflect and try to consider where they're actually coming from, especially when you are the man. Also, another thing I learned is about the hormones that are actually driving all these actions, the oxytocin and then the testosterone. The oxytocin, often called the love hormone, is released by women during emotional bonding moments like kissing, touching, hugging, and things like that, while men experience it more when they are into the sexual intimacy. So this difference actually explain why men and women often have different priorities in relationships, and the way they approach it is kind of different, but we have to come together to understand each other. One of the most fascinating studies mentioned in this book, which I actually loved, it involved the brain scans of people who are just falling in love, and it was compared to people who are already in love for 20 years. And the result would shock you. Only 10% of the long term couples had the same intense brain activity as those in the early stage. That means over the 20 years, 90%, for 90%, the love and passion has diminished because there were minimal activity in the ventral tegmental area, the VTA, which is a region in the brain associated with euphoric and obsessive feelings of early romantic love and passion, all those butterflies in the stomach. So that VTA is what causes those feelings. This actually highlights how passion naturally fades away for most couples over the years. But if you want to retain that butterfly that you are feeling inside your stomach, so there are two things that is recommended. One, you have to create quality time for each other deliberately, not until you feel that I actually need to spend time. You have to plan how you are going to spend time together, and then you have to maintain physical intimacy, whether it is touch, hugs, kisses, and then the main. I hope no single person is watching this thing. These actions actually boosts the oxytocin levels, the love hormone, and actually strengthen the relationship. These two things are very, very important: the physical intimacy and then spending quality time together. To wrap it up, guys, Why Men Want Sex and Women Need Love is a fantastic book. It's the best book I read in 2024 across all genres, across all niches. So it's full of insights that are backed by science and research and data, because I love data validations, and it also challenges you to reflect your own relationship habits, especially for married people. For me personally, this book wasn't just understanding opposite gender, because I actually had a different perspective entirely, but it also made me to be able to build healthier and more emphatic connections, because that is what women actually want and what women need. And in this world where everything is being made complicated by social media and there is a changing norm, we all need to learn aggressively. If you are curious about relationship or love psychology, I highly recommend giving this book a try. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have read it, and if you have not, go and read it. Go and read it. It is very, very interesting. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.